got another game, Denver at Memphis. Neither one of these teams have won a game yet in the Cup. Jokic has missed the last couple for personal reasons. Rumors are saying a baby. Who can know? But they've lost both those games without him out there. So it's kind of crazy. If you punch in Jokic during a Denver game on Twitter, the opinions are wild, Chandler. But basically, it comes down to, is this team not good at all without Jokic? That is what has been happening.
I mean, are they good? They're still a solid team, but this is a drastically different team. But listen, Mike Malone is still a hell of a coach. But you take Jokic off that team, yeah, I agree. They are fighting for a play-in spot. They're that he is that impactful. He means so much to this team offensively. Every time I watch him, even when he comes out the stints, he's out. When Jamal Murray doesn't have it going on, when he doesn't have that bubble Jamal Murray look in his eyes, the team is so stagnant. The offense doesn't move as much. They kind of get sloppy. They get down to less than 5 seconds in the shot clock. Every possession is kind of hoist up a bad shot. So I don't know if I just want to, poo-poo on their entire team, because they do have good players and they have a good system and they have a lot of capable guys that can win games. I'm more saying that the impact of Jokic, yeah, they go from a 3, 4, 5 seed to an 8, 9, 10 seed without him, just because he's that.
Nah, I'm looking right now, Chandler.
Uh-oh.
They ain't winning no games without Joker, man.
See? Lou knows.
Yeah, I think they're fighting for a play-in without this dude. I think they are right there in that bottom half, and they're going to have a dogfight first round because they're going to be a low seed. So it would not be good without him.
Yeah, because the one thing that I'm looking at, the numbers don't tell the whole story, but assist wise, they struggle. Like the leader in assists was Jamal Murray at 7. After that, it's a couple of guys got 3, maybe 2 or 3 assists. That's where his impact is going to be missing. The ball is not moving, it's not flowing on the offensive end. And as much as he doesn't get credit for being a rim protector, a lot of guys really don't try him at the rim for whatever reason, whether it's their team defense or how they load the paint up. So his impact is there, but I don't know. Seeing him as a play-in without him, looking at this roster, unless Jamal Murray turns into bubble Jamal Murray, man, I don't know if they got the pieces to keep going without him.
Yeah, well, it's pretty. They're a top 10 offense with him. They would be a bottom 10 offense without him. You know what I mean? And again,
almost like he's an MVP. Almost like it's almost like that's the value of having a guy like that on your team. The Jamal Murray of it all is interesting. It's like a roller coaster ride. He's averaging just over 17 points a game, which is his second fewest points per game since his second year in the league. Are we hitting panic button? Because you mentioned bubble Jamal, and I feel like we get to that point in these seasons.
When I talk about Jamal Murray, I kind of tread lightly. It's like talking about the Heat, because historically he's much better in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, he's much better in the postseason, which you love as an organization, you love as a fan. But now when you see the regular season woes and these struggles, you want to see him be aggressive. You want to see him not take that backseat. And there's certain plays where he does look a step slow. He can't get by his defender. It's not that he's lost his game. I don't know if it's just the system or something's changed, but it's pretty much that same starting lineup, same offense, same 2-man game that he's really good at with Jokic. So I try to not judge Jamal Murray off the regular season, because he is so much better come postseason time. But yeah, like it's getting to the time where, like, if I'm Malone, if I'm one of the coaches, if I'm Jokic, I'm saying, all right, man, like, we need you to take over. We need you to be more aggressive. We can't just have Jokic having 30 and 15 and 15. That's not the recipe for as many wins as we can. That's not how we won a championship. When they won a championship, you didn't know who was going to be the best player on any given night, whether it was going to be Murray, whether it was going to be Jokic, whether, Porter was throwing in 6, 7, 8 threes. Aaron Gordon, who's been out, he's super valuable for this team. So this team is in a little confusing state. Is Christian Braun going to take that step? Is Peyton Watson going to take that step? None of these young guys have really developed into something that I thought they'd be yet. So there's a lot of unknowns here. But when it comes to Jamal Murray, I kind of tread lightly, because I trust him in the playoffs more than the regular season, which is rare.
You know what I think this is? Like you just said, bro. Jokic has 30, 15, and 15. Like, you've played on teams with great players, right? And there's a vibe in a locker room when their player is going to play and when he's not going to play. And when he plays, you have this kind of calm, relax kind of thing go over you like, all right, we're going to be okay. And you kind of naturally, you just take a step back because you know that the big dog is in there. And when he doesn't play, it's like, all right, tonight is my night and I'm going to lace my boots up and I'm going to get ready to go out and compete and have a big game. Is Jamal Murray too close to someone that's so dominant, that has these big numbers, that makes these impacts on games, like that can do a 30 and 15 and 15 on a night in and night out basis? Is he just too close to the fire where he just doesn't feel like tonight is my night that I need to take over? And maybe this is good for him. Maybe this is good for Joker to be out a few games so he can bring that out. He didn't do it. He didn't do it last night. Didn't do it the game before. But you know, he's trying. He's 6 for 15. I want 6 for 15 to turn into 9 for 20, 10 for 20. You got to get 20, 25 plus reps up at the rim while he's out to get your groove back and get out of this kind of funk of just taking the back seat and being a Robin to the Batman. Like, this is an opportunity for you to show everybody why they love you in the first place. And shit, put your first bid in to be an all-star this time.
And that's, Lou, that's where my confusion is. It's not like Jokic is this offensive ball hogging pig. He's probably the best passing big of all time. Like, you would think the guy's numbers around him would be up. And you hit it. I was going to make a point. Like, we've all been waiting. Jamal Murray's one of the best players ever to not be an all-star. It's not happening this year with how they're playing with those numbers. So, like when is that going to, when is he going to say enough's enough? And you're right. When is he going to not take the back seat? And when is he going to learn to kind of be more aggressive through the regular season? Because all these other guards are doing it. All these other guards are averaging 25, 30 games. Now, they don't have the luxury or I guess the curse of playing with Jokic. And I guess you can argue maybe that stunts his growth, but I don't imagine that. If there was one player in the world I'd want to start my team with and play with right now, it's Jokic. The way you could play through him, the way you could score, the way he passes, he's so unselfish. So it's hard for me to imagine that he has any negative impact on Jamal Murray's game. I think it's on Jamal Murray to be, like you said, be more aggressive. Hoist 25 a game. Like, they need you to do that. Nobody else on that team is even capable besides you two. Do more of that.